Hello, welcome to another episode of Sub-Auteurs. This is our last episode for the month of October and wrapping up our Halloween special. Is something spooky? Or is it spooky? Are we talking about horror films?
I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking about something traumatic.
Yes, definitely. But either way, my name is MJ.
I'm Misha. And I'm Angel. Wee-wee.
Happy Halloween!
Ghost Cop! What?
My favorite thing in the world! Ghost Cop! Love it. So to wrap up the month of October, we are going to be featuring movies with scenes that are scary / traumatizing / horrific in non-horror movies. I'm sure we've had some experiences getting things we totally did not expect from some of the films we've watched. And actually, this is the first episode ever that we have crowdsourced from people, be it our friends, members of the Sub-Auteurs We Like Movies group. Thank you for all your contributions over there and on Instagram. And we'll just be going along with this and mentioning some of your traumatizing / scary moments in non-horror films. So, okay, guys. So I guess we can start off with films where you totally, absolutely do not expect scary scenes at all. Because we got a lot of mentions that were in children's movies. And I'm sure you got some, so go shoot.
Why is that? I mean, did you notice? I mean, okay, I don't know. But in the last 10 years or so, I noticed that kids' movies are a lot more... a lot more fuzz. Yeah, exactly. They're more about giving you the fuzzies and giving it a warm, comforting feeling. But when back in the day, children's movies had no qualms about scaring the shit out of you, and I don't know why. I don't know what drugs they were on or what trauma they had, but they were messed up.
Maybe that generation was raised on negative reinforcement, whereas nowadays positive reinforcement is more prevalent or is encouraged more.
Is that your professional opinion as a father or as a director?
As a dad.
I don't know about you, but when Misha was saying back in the day, I was hoping he'd do a grandpa voice with that because that would be perfect.
Back in the day.
In my time.
No, okay, fuck you. You know what? You could even go before my time. No,
I was kind of hoping he'd slip and date himself again.
Look. Okay, we talked a little bit about this in the Disney episode. For example, you got Snow White's mom. What the hell? She's got this whole witch thing in the basement. She's got
mom.
She transforms, and that shit is scary. I saw that for the first time in a reissue on the big screen. So screw you guys.
I had to note it was a reissue.
Guys, it really was a reissue.
Back in my time when I saw Snow White.
But those early Disney movies, they were all messed up. Pinocchio. You got
man.
These kids, they just want to have fun. They just want to drink and smoke and play pool. And next thing you know, they're turning into donkeys.
Oh yeah, that was also one of the suggestions by JC over on Instagram. That Pinocchio shit, man, he was like, that shit scared the fuck out of me.
I hated that. When I saw the silhouettes of those kids transforming into freaking donkeys, and then you hear the sounds that go along with it from kids crying and wailing, and then their voices just
that
distorting
makes it
themselves.
worse.
I know.
It's worse.
You can't. You only see the shadows, but the sheer sound design of everything, the screams transitioning into a. So I'm not gonna try to do it. But either way, it just plays with your imagination, doesn't it?
If they were cute cartoon donkeys, maybe they could still talk. It's like, oh, Pinocchio, help us! But no, they make donkey noises.
Legit donkeys.
Talking about,
I'm a real donkey.
Silhouettes That's just sick. That's just
I'm a real bone. It was, and we've established before that I got issues with body horror, and that is as horrifying as it gets.
It's funny.
Really.
It's funny that you bring that up, like body horror in kids movies, because I want to mention The Little Mermaid too.
Oh yeah, dude.
I hate you so much right now.
Yeah. Can you
know what scene I'm talking about, right?
Ariel's fin splitting in 2 feet.
I mean,
it's a dream come true for her, but the process is like.
If you look at it scientifically, like she would have like one tailbone for her fin, right? Then you would have to split that down in the middle, like legs. Just to be completely graphic about describing it. Right, you have to split the spine down the middle, split that into legs.
Gross! What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know. Just being graphic about this.
It's like you're deboning Ariel. You're like picking her out to make sashimi. What the hell's wrong with
God.
That's essentially what Ursula did.
And to add to that, this all happened in Ursula's lair, where you see the seaweed soul people.
Those
with their anguished faces.
Souls?
Yes, exactly.
Can we please talk about that?
It's like creepy.
I never even got to the transformation of Ariel the first time I saw it because I couldn't get past that fucking garden. I left the room.
Yeah, you know what they look like? I don't know. Like they look like lampreys. Lampreys.
No, but okay, it's similar. My problem with those guys is the same as the donkeys. It's like you can see it in their eyes that they just want to talk. They just want to go home. They want to cry for help, but they can't because they can't talk anymore because now they're plants.
Yeah, but it's their fault. They made a deal with, deal with the devil, or so to speak. I don't know, because they obviously had a contract with Ursula that, they wanted something out of it, but they couldn't fulfill their end.
Listen, this is why we gotta read the terms and conditions, because you never know if we're gonna turn into like seaweed people who can't talk in Ursula's garden.
Ursula's a straight up hustler, man. It's like, yeah, you didn't read the fine print. You didn't read the fine print, so garden time.
Yep.
Well, look, that's what you get for signing a contract with Divine.
Oh my God! Why do I feel like she was actually inspired by Divine?
She was. She really was.
Oh, okay, all right. I see it. Nah, okay, that's really cool though.
She's totally a John Waters
queen
character in a Disney movie.
Oh, that makes it more messed up.
I know, right? Now, I imagine her dancing like in Hairspray, the original one.
Then I'm so never mind. I'm imagining Ursula in Pink Flamingo. No,
I didn't really feel bad about Ariel though, because she's selfish little girl.
As I have already established in our Disney After Dark episode, available on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
And Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts, wherever you want to get your podcasts. Listen to that episode. It is traumatizing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for different
I don't know
reasons,
why
right,
you
Misha?
people, we were all just sharing.
Excuse me, Misha? What you were saying?
all just sharing in the Disney After Dark.
Weren't you going to show us a whole new world?
You don't got to make a thing about it.
Stop.
Anyway, yeah. So I was hoping Ariel's transformation would be some sort of Sailor Moon-y kind of transformation, because we all love looking at that, which they could have gone for, but no, they did not.
Nope.
How would that even work?
Assholes.
Like the scales would come off and there'd be legs underneath and the seashells would go flying and replaced with human clothes?
Yeah,
we just wanted her
it'll be all
seashells to go
and
flying.
sparkly.
Don't be a pervert, Anjo. She is underage.
Oh,
she's a fish.
Well, she's human. She's human underage because clearly she's legal under the sea. She can sign contracts.
God, you guys.
She can sign contracts at the age of 16 under the sea.
Just goes to show you how stupid she is. Like signing contracts and stuff, feeling all adult.
Hey, her father was a douchebag who was trying to break a legally binding agreement between his daughter and the drag queen.
We are Ursula apologists here.
Don't get me wrong. I love Ursula. I love her attitude. I love her look. She just got her priorities mixed up.
Yeah, I guess so. She was fabulous, though.
There is.
She was.
She was.
Fabulous. All right. So we got more for children's movies. Disney in particular has a lot of them. I would also like to share Fantasia.
I know what you're talking about.
In Fantasia, I could not watch as a kid. I still haven't watched it to this day because the devil was just so fucking scary.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of kids in our generation would find that scene to be traumatizing. Watching it I'm for sure we'd all have seen that before we were 10 years old. And every kid who's seen that sequence in this movie was
that was messed up.
Traumatized.
That night on Bald Mountain sequence where all the spirits of the night are just flocking to this mountain.
I don't like this. Why am I scared by a cartoon?
But we were looking at dancing flowers before this.
And hippos, pink hippos in tutus.
I know.
What did we do to deserve this?
That was fucking traumatizing, I swear.
Maybe Disney was working through something, you know?
Like, I kind of want to break the mold because we've been talking about Disney too much. Like, too much House of Mouse. I'm pretty sure, like, Warner Brothers have their own.
Sorry. I had
Anyway.
couldn't help it.
Gosh, body
Warner
horror.
Brothers back then had
Oh no. Ariel's feet.
four fins.
Ursula. Holy shit, you could do that?
I could.
Oh my god. The chaos. I can't.
So, I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers had their own animation studio to match with Disney's success back then.
Well, I know they tried like to do their own features when the Disney Renaissance thing kicked in, but I'm going to take it to a little bit before the Disney Renaissance. Let's go back to like the 80s and when former Disney animator Don Bluth started making his own films because he said that the House of Mouse was too scared to take chances. House of Mouse didn't want to scare kids anymore. So he went out and he made some children's films that had great animation, but absolutely horrifying imagery. I'm talking about stuff like An American Tale and The Secret of Nim and the fucking Land Before Time.
Land Before Time.
I love Secret of Nim. That was one of my favorites back then. I wanted like this ruby necklace kind of thing.
I need to watch
Was it
Secret of
Ruby?
Nim again.
It was scary.
like some sparkly little jewel and all the cute little mousies. But I understand how some of the imagery or actually the animation style would kind of be scary.
Because Don Bluth, he grew up like on the classic Disney movies and they wouldn't let him make anything like that. So he opened his own shop and that's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was one of the first to break away from Disney and be successful. What was scary? Because I haven't seen The Secret of Nim in a long time. Like I don't think I've seen it the past 25 years. So can you name me the one scene that was scary?
Well, it's about these rats, mice, fine, whatever. They were experimented on to and they became more intelligent, basically. And it's basically all the things that can kill you if you're a mouse.
Oh, that there in itself is pretty traumatic. That's a pretty dark theme to run with for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's pretty cool too.
But then you have the Land Before Time.
Oh, fuck. Makes me cry every fucking time.
So I'm like, what? Yun talaga yung what did we do to deserve this?
I don't know. The first one, we
stop at one. We ignore the 11 others that came after on home video.
11.
I'm not even kidding. I think they're still making them.
Jesus Christ.
I think they still are. They're like a Land Before Time 20 whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't stop making animated sequels. But let's go back to the first one, the traumatizing one.
So when does the meteor hit?
They had so much time,
or when does Scrat and Ray Romano show up? That'll be fun too. Wait, but
different franchise.
Land Before Time. Yeah, you're right. Land Before Time, had this little baby dinosaur and his mommy dinosaur. And, she dies. She fucking dies on screen.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty sad. It's like traumatic in a really sad way. And I think we could also chalk it up to some children's films making us cry and feel all depressed and shit. So we have that example. We have Mufasa's death. We have Bambi's mom.
Bambi's mom.
Dumbo's mom. Dumbo's mom gets lashed and chained and taken away.
Like an animal.
Yes. And Mufasa,
I mean, fine, she's an animal, but like an animal.
But do they have to die? Really?
I think somebody made a joke. Like there's a rule that, Disney characters can only have one parent at any given time. It's either one or none. They can never have both.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think I've seen that joke before. Like,
don't think about it. I mean, Every single Disney character is either an orphan or a single parent child.
That's true. Even
that's why there's so many step parents.
I think that still lives up. I think that trope still lives up to this day because up until the latest Disney princess, Raya, she had a single father as a parent.
Although Rapunzel had both her parents, but she was taken away, so I don't think that counts.
Right. She was still kind of raised by a step kidnapper.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. But yeah, thanks, by the way, to Nika and to Ate Joanna and Ate Ana, who all sent in some of those examples, like we just mentioned. Mufasa, Dumbo's mom, Bambi, all traumatized us as children because it was just so fucking sad. I think it's probably some of our first encounters with actual death as kids. That's why it just feels so heavy. Because it's probably gonna bring back that memory of us realizing what death is at that age, which is why it's extra traumatizing.
And the Bambi one, that I think that is the worst because well, okay, fine. Mufasa was pretty bad, but if your brother is Jeremy Irons, you know you're gonna get it at some point. But but Bambi, you know, just a gunshot off screen. You got nothing except the kid's reaction. And then next thing you know, his dad is all like, you know, or whoever the hell is the king stag deer person. He's all like, gotta go. Doesn't even let him mourn his mother.
Like that's
actually,
life.
Dumbo's pretty sad too. You see his mom being chained and lashed and stuff. I remember also feeling like so bad after watching that.
Yeah, nobody wants to see their parents suffering, mom or dad. Imagine seeing your mom and dad being chained. And, oh my God. Never mind. Yeah.
That was extra graphic. Right? All right. We can also pick up to all the way to Pixar. Although we were kind of old already by the time Up came out, so it wasn't as traumatizing. It was just already a reality. But Nika mentioned Good Dinosaur when the dad gets swept by the flood and dies. Wow, that's so graphic.
Like Disney hates your parents. That's what Disney does. They hate your parents. They'll kill your parents.
I'm just not sure in the timeline if it was already owned by Disney back then, but Pixar still really manages to squeeze the tears out of you.
That is true.
Now that you mentioned waterfalls, because I'm going to mention...
Don't go chasing them.
Puta. What's that song? What's that called? I don't know that song.
You don't know.
Don't go Jason Waterfalls. Who's Jason?
Whoa!
I swear, also a very popular misheard lyric.
Anyway,
Jason.
You mentioned waterfalls because I'm going to mention an obscure Disney movie. It's called The Rescuers Down Under, which was a sequel.
Hey, I love that flick. That is not obscure.
Not a lot of people know about it. Like most of the people I've talked about haven't even heard of The Rescuers, the first one.
That's where they practiced their CGI so they could do Beauty and the Beast.
Down Under, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So
because CGI didn't exist for part one.
Remember that evil Crocodile Dundee villain they had for that movie, and then him falling to a waterfall down where the crocodiles were? That really scared me. It's like for the longest time I was scared of crocodiles because of that movie.
I think it's always valid to be scared of crocodiles, Anjo. They're fucking crocodiles.
No. Hey,
to a point where I couldn't swim in the pool because I think there'd be crocodiles.
Kasalanan mo na yun.
Yeah.
But hey, Peter Pan's crocodile was kind of goofy. I liked them.
Yeah, but
I love that one.
No, kasi parang you'd think na nobody was shown in Peter Pan being eaten by a crocodile. But
that's true.
Parang kasi in the Rescuers Down Under, you would see parang they were closing in on him before they would cut away because you knew what was coming. It's going to be implied. So that was like, oh my God, that's horrific. It's like because in Tarzan they had something really scary, but it didn't.
Oh yeah, Tarzan
was messed up too.
Yeah,
gorillas murdered his parents. No, the leopard killed his parents.
Did you even see how Clayton dies?
How the bad, how
that
he dies. The shadows of him getting like stuck.
Yes,
when he
got
falls
umbraged,
into like vines.
And like hangs himself with vines, and then a lightning strikes, and then you see the shadow of it. It's like what the fuck?
I remember that wrong. In my head, he got umbraged by the gorillas. Wait.
No, he did not get Umbridge by the gorillas.
he got.
I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure Umbridge got raped by all those centaurs.
Oh
Rape
my
is not
God!
funny, children. Look, Harry knew what he was doing, okay? Did you see his face? He's all like, I can't tell lies. Do what you want with her.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's messed up. Anyway, let's please move on from that image and move on to other traumatizing stuff. Speaking of Umbridge, somebody kind of parallel to Umbridge in a children's movie.
Dolores Umbridge.
Maxie here mentioned anything with Miss Trunbull in Matilda. If you're scared of Dolores fucking Umbridge, you will be totally frightened by Miss Trunchbull of Matilda. Anything with her, absolutely terrifying.
Did you know that she was Aunt Petunia, right? She was also in Harry Potter, the third one.
Wait, she was Aunt Petunia?
That her?
Yeah, she was Aunt Petunia. No, not Aunt Petunia.
Why was she Aunt Petunia?
She was Aunt Marge.
That makes more sense. Oh, shit.
Oh, that makes sense.
Sorry, not Aunt Petunia, Aunt Marge. That was
What
her.
the actual hell?
That makes sense. That is
So
actually perfect
She
casting.
plays this terrifying authority figure really well, though.
Yeah,
It would
like
be
Miss
funny,
Trunchbull.
like, if it really was Aunt Petunia this whole time and she was hiding her former Olympic career, that'd be amazing. Here, Harry.
Now she breeds bulldogs.
Yo, Harry, you want some chocolate cake?
Oh no! Actually, that's also one thing I would like to mention as a scene that traumatized me as a kid. I could not eat
some chocolate cake.
Oh, I could not eat chocolate cake for so long.
Oh, you Bruce Bogtrotter.
Oh God. That was so scary, especially with how they treat some shots in Matilda. They do these extreme close-ups of Miss Trunchbull's face, her all sweaty and wide-eyed with her scary
Her
eyes.
deranged face. It's like,
And you also see this kid being force-fed chocolate cake with that extreme close-up to the point that he's going to vomit. It's just,
Galing ni Danny DeVito, no? Like, I didn't know Danny DeVito could do that. He was the director of Matilda.
That kid, he was like the real life version of that pancake eating rabbit.
Oh,
in
that's
Wreck-It
cool.
Ralph.
That was so cute, though.
The bunny
This was
gets the pancake. Pancake,
This was not cute at all. This was just so...
Yeah, I couldn't look at chocolate cake for a while.
Me too. That really did traumatize me as well. So...
I mean, like, one slice looks scrumptious, but then
But how
you
is
see
that?
the
You know, I
entire
need to
freaking
ask
cake.
though, what is it about these movies, right, where you're willing to accept a grown woman hurling a child through the air, but a chocolate cake is what fucks you up?
I know, right?
Wait,
I don't
the chocolate
know.
cake fucks you up more than the choki. Dude, the fucking choki is scary.
I don't know. It's just the imagery of chocolate cake. And it's something that you can like see in real life. So I think that makes it more traumatizing. Something more accessible. Because I doubt many people can like throw me up in the air like that. So it's fine.
That is true. But you know what Anja mentioned about Danny DeVito directing the movie, and he's actually a pretty good writer director, because like he played like, you know, Matilda's horrible parent, like,
Yes.
and he and his wife, his then wife, he was married to Rhea Perlman at the time.
Yep.
They played the parents, right? And was it Maya Wilson, who played Matilda, her mother was actually dying of cancer while they were shooting this movie.
Yeah. I heard that was the reason why she stopped acting.
Partially, yeah.
So sad.
But the thing is, like, while her mom was dying and she had to do her chemotherapy treatments and all that, Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman told the mom, you know, your kid can stay with us whenever she needs to. And to this day, they remain her favorite, quote unquote, uncle and auntie, because they took care of her while her mom was dying. And they said that, and she never made it to the premiere. She passed away before the movie came out. But Danny DeVito revealed like this year recently that he actually showed a rough cut of the film to the mom before she passed, so she could see her daughter's movie.
Oh my heart.
So you watch it again, you see how horrible Danny DeVito is to this girl and how wonderful he was to her in real life.
Danny DeVito, I love your work. Oh, speaking of Danny DeVito, by the way, somebody mentioned something about him as well. So Steph here said a scene that traumatized her was Danny DeVito eating fish as the penguin.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up. That is kind of messed
Dan
up.
DeVito as the penguin, as Oswald Cobblepot was messed up because not only did he eat raw fish, because that's expected of a penguin. I mean, we eat sushi. He bit a guy's nose off in that movie.
That is true.
Because I remember specifically that Danny DeVito was fucked me up when I was a kid when I watched Batman Returns.
That movie fucked up a lot of kids, to be fair. Well,
his blood was black.
His blood was black.
Ew, that was what fucked me up. Not the fish. It was actually the dying penguin the dying penguin that was brought into the water by living penguin. Does that make sense?
I'm trying to follow this.
Okay, so the dying Oswald Cobblepot that was brought into the water of the sewers with all his blood, black, greenish blood, like oozing out of his mouth while he was sinking down to the bottom. That was some scary imagery.
Why is it black though?
Maybe it was just the lighting. It's dark in the sewer.
I want to Google penguin blood.
Why would you
never Google penguin blood?
Penguin blood.
That's gonna fuck up your Google algorithm as much as Misha's.
Just don't do it. I'm telling it. Don't do it.
Why don't you Google?
Enjoy my ASMR for my typing.
I already checked if penguins have black blood. You do not want that to be Googled.
Oh, boo. It's not black. Then why?
Do not click images.
No, I'm good.
That's the thing, though.
It's red. I'm disappointed.
But it's horribly, horribly red. Apparently, penguins are super violent to each other.
Yes, they are.
And they can, they leave bloody carcasses.
Yep. You know what? Speaking about this movie, talking about this movie, it's Tim Burton, though. I mean, that's expected.
I guess.
Tim Burton. He has this whole aesthetic thing where everything is gothic to a point. Like, he made Charlie...
Even in gothic times, I don't think people had black blood.
Gothic through his eyes. Come on. Like, Edward Scissorhands scared me. Like, he did. When I saw it as a kid, he scared me.
Edward Scissorhands was hella scary.
Yeah,
he was like, what, a robot clone corpse thing?
He was basically Frankenstein who was missing, who his creator wasn't able to finish.
His creator was freaking Vincent Price, who was like in a bajillion horror movies.
See? Vincent Price, see?
There was no way his kid was going to be normal.
Very true.
Look at it this way. Oh, I couldn't get any hands from the cemetery. What am I going to use for my child? Oh, I got these things lying around.
Oh my God, he actually held up scissors.
They were on the desk.
Hey, but rewatching Edward
Scissorhands, I have scissors too.
That's a really good movie. Like,
it's a really good movie,
Burton.
but
it's a fantastic movie.
The imagery is pretty fucking scary for a kid.
Yeah, and it doesn't have that Edward's got all these scars all over.
Mm-hmm. It kind of scared me when he rescued Winona Ryder's kid and then checking to help him, and he was actually cutting his face with his hands. Right?
Yep.
If you watch it as a kid, it's like, nah. Nope.
Well, and also, can I just say, like, Tim Burton and children's movies, those things shouldn't go together. Especially because like Batman Returns, right? With Danny DeVito as the Penguin and all that. That was the first time that McDonald's ever canceled a Happy Meal because the media said that kids were crying in the cinemas. So, Penguin, McDonald's was like, what the actual hell, Warner Brothers? Why? And that's why they got Joel Schumacher to do Batman Forever and Batman Robin later on because they were too scared to let Tim Burton direct again.
Okay. Those Batman movies were traumatizing for very different reasons.
They were so
bat
bad.
nipples.
Bat nipples.
Bat nipples. Oh.
Bat
and it wasn't
nipples.
until a toy company released like this, like Batman and Robin from Batman Forever that I realized that, oh my God, they gave Robin a huge crutch. And then I asked Misha, is that really designed that way? And he says, yep.
Yeah.
He showed me a studio photo of the costume. I was like, oh my God. Joel Schumacher really...
See, this is what I did to my algorithm for you. I type Robin, costume, Batman Forever, crutch. I'm like, why'd I do that? Why do I type these things?
I don't know.
Right click, save image.
Send to Anjo.
Oh God. Oh.
Why didn't you send it to me?
he'll
It's
send it
Chris
to you later.
O'Donnell. Does anyone really still like Chris O'Donnell?
Yeah, actually, it's fine. I'm sorry. It's fine.
Joel Schumacher. And then he cast...
Maybe he was just really thirsty.
And then Schumacher just cast Arnold Schwarzenegger for
Mr.
Batman
Freeze.
and Robin.
That was very traumatizing, actually. Yes.
See?
For different
For
reasons.
the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
All the wrong reasons. Oh.
Man, children's movies were messed up back in the day.
Yes, they were. And actually, we can also mention right here, you did say toys earlier. So I want to talk about Toy Story. The creepy baby face spider toy from the original Toy Story, submitted by Dino, which I completely agree with.
You know what else is scary? Another fucked up toy from that series is in
Is it
the
Big
third
Baby?
one. In the
Big
third
Baby.
one. That
It's Big
monkey
Baby.
with the symbols.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The alarm.
dude.
That's
Yeah, the
Ding, 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 with his really big
security.
eyes.
Yes.
and
Oh, my
they
God.
always put a red spotlight every time he would go off, right? Just to add effect to it.
Mm-hmm. Because it's a symbol monkey from hell.
I don't know. I was also kind of freaked out by the Barbie legs crane fishing rod thing.
You mean the... Oh, God.
And the first one, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, from the first one, right up in the alley of a creepy baby face spider thing.
You know what gets worse, right? Because that should have gone in Disney After Dark. So, like, it's got these Barbie legs, like with the fishing rod, right? With on top, and there's a hook at the end. It's a hooker.
Oh my
It's
God.
I didn't make that up. That's a thing. That's an actual thing.
They will entice you with the legs, and then
No,
no,
it
I
was
got
on this list of like adult jokes you missed in Pixar. Like
I totally
Sid
missed
had,
that.
Sid had a literal
Pretty cool.
hooker. He made his own hooker, and
With
that's why he's a
legs.
garbage man.
Sid. And speaking of hookers, can we talk about?
Wow,
Can we-
that is
No.
not a segue we get to use often.
I'm
speaking of
serious.
hookers, what
I'm
are we talking about now? After hookers.
Okay.
I'm serious though. We'll talk about AI, sent by Steffi, okay? AI, she was very traumatized by Jude Law as the atrocious tap dancing robot prostitute.
Jude Law's hair was traumatizing.
G-film! Why is there a fucking gigolo in here?
To be honest, I'm more traumatized by Jude Law's receding and
Oh my God.
and his receding and his unreceding hairline, depending what movie you're watching.
Oh God. But
I know,
I
like-
did...
Haley
Like,
Joel
yeah,
Osment
he
creeped me
was-
out in that movie, though.
No, Haley Joel Osment is, well, when he was a kid, you know, he was creepy. Now he's just this big bearded happy guy. But
Oh my God, he's so cute now though. He's like,
he looks like a bear.
You see him in The Boys. He's like, oh, look at you. Let me squeeze your face.
Yeah, but you'll hate him in the Entourage movie.
Oh my God, he was such a douchebag in the Entourage
He
movie.
was. He was good.
Like he out douchebagged all the douchebags on Entourage.
Yep.
Weh. That's
And he did
a
look
lot
good
of douchebaggery.
out douchebagging them. That's something.
Wait. Well, no. But Jude Law, yes, because he was like, okay, Haley Joel Osment was like the most advanced android, right? That's why people were scared of him because he was too real. It was
Lifelike.
it was creepy to them. But Jude Law looked like a 6-foot Ken doll. That's what he looked like. He was plastic. He was glossy. It was unnatural.
I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna break out into some. He was plastic. That's
It's
fantastic.
fantastic. You can push my hair. Undress me. Wait. We were singing this as kids?
Yes, you
Yeah.
were. Yeah, that's why Mattel tried to sue them.
Oh my God.
Okay. He said, yes, you were. Does that mean like you weren't a kid when we were singing it? You were singing it as an adult? Just asking.
I was in grade school. You go screw yourself.
Anyway, but yeah, Jude Law, his face is just like creepily porcelain, and he was moving so robotically as well.
Yes.
And the
And then he was
smile.
talking. And
The smile that he would give.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
like how empty a smile can look. Diba? Like, let's-
You know what he looked like, Andre? He
scary.
looked like the Toy Man, Superman the animated series.
That's creepy.
That is fucking creepy because he had this glassy-eyed thing going on.
yeah, and he goes on to talk about how he knows women so much. It's like, ugh.
Yes, Jude Law, you're not
No.
enticing us.
No. I mean,
It just
you're
goes to
hot,
show you
but
how
not
effective his
there.
acting was.
That's true,
Pretty cool.
though.
That's pretty cool. Like even Haley Joel Osment as a kid, like he really creeped me out in that movie with his smile. Hello, mommy. I love you, mommy. It's like, oh my god, I don't want this kid. It's like the Omen.
You know what else is creepy?
Robot Omen.
You know what else is creepy is that Jude Law is like young Dumbledore in the Fantastic Beasts thing. And then in 11 years, he becomes old Dumbledore.
Huh?
Jude Law, if you look at the timeline of Harry Potter, from Jude looking like Jude Law, it only takes him 11 years to look like the Dumbledore we know.
Magic.
Look, Obi-Wan Kenobi had a fucking excuse. He spent 19 years in the desert to become old Obi-Wan from Ewan McGregor. But Dumbledore, I don't know what his excuse is.
Magic.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, actually, si Deng had a theory. She's all like, maybe Grindelwald did it to him.
Oh, actually.
We will see this in the third movie if it's any good.
Well, even
Were
if
the
it's
first
not.
two any good?
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And now Johnny Depp's not even in the third one. It's going to be Mads Mikkelsen.
I like Mads Mikkelsen, but...
Yeah, he doesn't deserve to just be picking up Johnny Depp's sloppy seconds.
Yeah, he deserves better.
But magic.
Is that your old Dumbledore voice?
Harry Potter.
Ask me why I put my name in the Goblet of Fire. Come on, guys, ask.
That's not old Dumbledore. He just
Old
miraculously-
Dumbledore.
No, Richard Harris was so much older.
fine. Well, yeah. Yeah, but he died after the second one.
Oh my god.
Moving on. I also want to get to something that Ted sent in. Since let's talk about Batman Begins. So he was actually particularly traumatized when Scarecrow was imagining what Batman looked like under the fear toxin. That like trippy imagery in that one.
Right. He looked like a bat. Pretend you can be a man.
Yeah, well.
Like a Batman.
Are you quoting from Badman from College Humor?
No. No.
And there's also the Mummy Scarab. That in the Mummy, when the scarab digs into the guy's skin and Brendan Fraser took it out with a knife.
That always sucks when they're... I'm digging my own grave. But yeah, that kind of sucks knowing it's like a living thing inside you.
Anything with creepy crawlies is gross. Like Oogie Boogie from The Nightmare Before Christmas also scared me when they, ultimately unzipped. Or sorry, did they unzip? Was it? No, it wasn't unzipping. They basically put on a loose thread. It revealed that it was full of bugs. Anything with bugs, like scarabs.
Joe's apartment.
Fuck that. Fucking nasty.
I know they meant to make the cockroaches cute, but it did not work for me. No, it was not
that
cute
doesn't
at all.
work. MTV, you do not give roaches chipmunk voices to make them sound cute because they will never sound cute. They're roaches. They're fucking disgusting.
Nasty cockroaches.
But although I like that part where they, roll this gigantic albatross thing into that, like rundown garden, and it just made everything miraculous afterwards. That was so stupid.
I was never able to relax during that entire movie because I was just like that grossed out.
Right?
Swear to God. Okay, so you can also get to Jurassic Park. It had some pretty gruesome kills. I mean, it's a given that it's dinosaurs and people are gonna get eaten.
Rawr.
And you do watch that, but some scenes are particularly extra scary. Like for Instagram user Jason Ganier, he says, the dog-sized dinosaur in Jurassic Park 1 that spits black liquid on the fat nerd guy. Wow.
Dilophosaurus.
Nerd.
No, it's cool because the fucking Dilophosaur killed, what's his face? Newman from Seinfeld. I can live with that.
Oh, God.
Nedry? Never mind. I'm not going to.
No, his name was Nedry in that movie, but he's Newman in Seinfeld.
Wayne. There you go.
Wayne Knight.
Yeah.
Wayne Knight is the actor. My bad.
His name was Dennis Nedry.
Dennis Nedry. There we go.
Speaking of Jurassic Park, something that also traumatized me as a kid when the teeny tiny ones just like ate up this little girl.
Oh, yeah. No,
that was
they ate
fucking
Camilla.
That would
in
be
the sequel?
Yes, at the very beginning of the sequel.
Yeah.
They were...
Mommy, look, I found something.
No!
And then a whole bunch of little Procompsognathuses get up in her ass.
I love how you know these names.
Or compies for short.
Compies? What?
A Procompsognathus. It's a scavenger. About the size of a chicken.
Yeah.
Do you know all these names because you got to...
I like dinosaurs.
You know, like, okay.
Dinosaurs are cool.
Yeah, dinosaurs are cool. But Jurassic
Or
Park...
were you alive when they were alive?
I was not.
She did not.
She did. I love you. But actually, what scared me more... What's scarier for me, as opposed to like this giant T-Rex biting your head off, and you're dead in an instant. But when you have these hundreds of tiny dinosaurs nipping at your skin,
yes,
it's like, that's worse. Okay. It's a slow and painful death.
That's how also they killed, what's his name, Peter Stormare in the second movie. The same way, he was the guy with the taser.
Oh yeah, that was him. I did not realize
my favorite Russian astronaut from Armageddon.
But you know, like Jurassic Park had a lot of really scary moments. Like the intro of the first one was scary. That's what pretty much set the tone for me as a kid watching it. It's like, oh, I'm in for a scary movie. Apparently, it's not a scary movie because we see them transporting a velociraptor. At that time, I didn't know it was a velociraptor. We just see a guy being pulled into a crate.
Right. That was so cool. That was
fucking scary as a kid. Like
that was cool.
And then we get to the scene where their cars stop moving while they're on the trial tour. And then the lawyer just gets too freaked out, runs into the bathroom to hide. Lo and behold, he gets eaten while sitting on a toilet bowl. That fucked me up as a kid. Like, I'm not finishing this movie. Fuck you guys. You wait.
I'm glad that's your takeaway and not I'm never sitting on the toilet again.
Like dude.
Like he has a choice.
But
I don't know. Maybe he can stand.
If you're a 5-year-old kid, you could get away with not sitting on the toilet. And
you are not 5. Please be reminded, you are not 5.
I think it's forgivable if you were like 10.
Can I be honest though? Like Jurassic Park, I think honestly. So I told you like how I ran out of the room because I couldn't deal with Ursula and her fucking garden of woe. The Jurassic Park, I think, is the movie that made me fall in love with being scared at the movies. You know, fine. It came to me later, like holy shit, they look real, right? Dinosaurs, but. For me, it was more about just the experience of it where I was scared to death, but I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. I wanted to see everything. It was amazing.
Rawr.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Rawr. And I saw when I saw the 20th anniversary in 3D on the IMAX in MOA.
You know, missed theaters.
It just took me right back, you know. I went with my senior editor, brought our assistant, we played hooky, you know, for like half a day and we just fucking watched Jurassic Park and it was amazing.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Oof. I don't know. Speaking of Jurassic Park and Steven Spielberg, I started to remember Indiana Jones. Like that one freaking scary scene where we see face melting things.
That was cool. See, that's why you don't fuck with God.
Yep. Like,
you don't fuck with the power of God.
Luckily for Indy, he knew to look away, and all those people who had their faces melted deserved it.
The thing about those Indiana Jones movies is, sure, they got great stunt work and practical effects and shit, but they were all chock full of scary things. Okay, like in the second movie, they had that. I'm not even going to talk about the heart-ripping scene from the second one because what was more horrifying was that fucking dinner of bugs that they were made to eat in that second movie.
Was that the dinner of monkey brains too?
Monkey brains? That was dessert. Chilled monkey brains.
Ooh, that's disgusting.
Or in the third one where that guy like ages 100 years like in 10 seconds, like right before because he chose the wrong holy grail to drink out of. See, you do not fuck with God, especially if you're a Nazi.
Yes. You do not.
Well, I think by association, if you are already a Nazi, you're kind of like crossing that line.
You're lost. You already lost.
Nope. Yeah, you're already there, buddy. So get ready for the bugs.
The only thing scary in the fourth movie was the CGI.
Oh god.
CGI.
So fucking bad, that fourth movie.
I don't know. Like CGI, it's either,
it's hit and miss.
It can be very polarizing. Like,
It's hit and miss. It's how you use it, I guess.
Yeah, like how Peter Jackson used it for the Lord of the Rings. Again, Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Like,
Yes, Lord of the
But
Rings.
the cool thing about what Jackson...
that was brilliant.
The cool thing about how Jackson did the CGI was he mixed and matched. Because
exactly.
If you're watching pure CGI, your mind catches on at some point. You're watching a cartoon. You're watching a video game cutscene.
Yep.
And that's why the dinosaurs work in that first Jurassic Park movie. They mixed and matched. Sometimes it's CGI, sometimes it's a robot, sometimes it's stop motion. So your brain never has time to figure out what exactly it's seeing. That's what Peter Jackson did that was great in The Lord of the Rings. And that's what Peter Jackson didn't do in those fucking Hobbit movies that were all green screen.
Ew, I hate The Hobbit was also traumatizing. But I do want to get to Lord of the Rings because honestly, to this day, I am traumatized by that split second of Bilbo Baggins reaching for the ring in Rivendell.
CGI!
That was messed up. That was messed up. That was I remember
Gollum spilling my popcorn. I remember spilling a bucket of popcorn. I was like, oh shit, I did not expect that from me.
It's like a fucking jump scare, dude, where you least expect it. You're in Rivendell. It's all nice
Rivendell with Archie and Reggie.
No, that is another traumatizing thing for another day. We're in Rivendell with all the elves and all the fountains and all the nice...
Magical Creatures Retirement Home.
Oh, that's true. That is actually very true. I would love to retire there, by the way, which is why I don't understand Bilbo leaving that in the end. But anyway, but that fucking Bilbo Baggins split second still gets me. I know it's coming, but it still fucking gets me to this day. I hate it.
It's just it's the kind of thing that you're gonna try and brace yourself for, even if you know it's coming. Like, but you really can't time it. When
it really was. That was fucking traumatic. I mean, I close second would be Galadriel showing us exactly why she shouldn't have the damn thing.
I thought it was pretty.
It was all right.
Am I messed up? Am I messed up for that?
It was all right, but it was, like with Frodo
I think it's because it's gradual.
I think Bilbo was more messed up, because
Bilbo
he was this nice, kindly old man, he just wanted to celebrate his birthday, He loved his nephew. Yeah, Frodo was his nephew, right?
Yes,
he loved his nephew. His life of traveling with Sherlock Holmes was at an end already. He just he just wanted to.
No, he was with Watson, not Sherlock Holmes.
He was Watson.
He was Watson. Yeah.
Yeah, the dragon was Sherlock.
Oh right, I forgot.
Smaug.
Right, for all those few seconds. That was actually okay. True. Okay. I forgot. I'm sorry. That's my bad.
Seeing Benedict Cumberbatch in that mocap suit is kind of traumatic and funny at the same time. Like, Smaug.
It's crazy that Cumberbatch put so much effort into the mocap and he's in the movie for like 15 seconds.
Well, and then he gets shot down in the first 10 minutes of the first...
Yeah, by that guy who killed Han.
Oh, the guy that killed Han. Right. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was traumatic, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why did we watch those Hobbit movies?
I don't know, but I want to break away from all the fantasy movies to talk about like more grounded movies that I did not expect any traumatizing scenes. Okay. I want to talk about Train Spotting.
Fuck you. Fuck you in your fuck face.
Okay, we're getting to the depressing part now.
My God.
Okay.
We know Danny Boyle is fucking brilliant. He's a really great director. Which is why he's really good with his imagery. Because, he has this vision.
Just not that imagery. Oh my God, no.
It's probably the most fucked up thing I've seen. In this movie, there are just like two fucked up things I've seen. Like one is probably, I'm going to start with the lesser one. It's when Ewan McGregor dives into a fucking toilet bowl. It's like, why would you go? That's just fucking nasty. You do not get some...
to be fair, he gets out of it.
Dude, that was just nasty in this freaking rundown pub with, disease written all over the freaking toilet.
Yes.
Diving in that.
Apparently, the director told his production team, give me like the filthiest fucking toilet on earth. They delivered.
The water was brown with shit too. I think it was.
I think it was more shit than water.
Oh, it makes it worse. It's Slumdog Billionaire. What is it with you, Danny Boyle?
Why is this more traumatic to you than the baby on the ceiling?
There we go. The baby.
And then looks at him.
Fucking, when what's his character's name? Renton's character just goes on a bad trip, or was that a withdrawal? Like we see the fucking dead baby of his mates or whatever. His
like
friends.
crawling on the ceiling.
Fucking crawling up the walls, up the ceiling, and then when it gets parallel to his face, we fucking see the baby do the exorcist.
What looks at him like
oh, that's fucking nasty.
That's not right.
Still one of my favorite movies. Trainspotting still is one of my favorite movies.
Really?
But it's just
I even like the sequel, to be fair.
I didn't give the sequel a chance. Should I?
Yeah.
You should.
Surprisingly, yes. Promise.
Okay.
Honestly. I was surprised. I saw it in the cinema. God damn, I miss cinemas. And it was totally worth it.
How
Good
many years
Good shit.
how many years did Two come after the first?
A lot.
Like a lot, right? Like, I think I was still in grade school when the first one came out.
No, part of it was because like Danny Boyle and Ewan McGregor had a fight. They didn't talk for years and years and years.
What did they fight about? Chismis.
I think one of them wanted to do a movie and the other one didn't want to do that particular movie. So nagtampo yung isa. Something like that.
Oh, boo-hoo.
So it took them like 20 years to make the second one.
20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And the cool thing about it is like pretty much everybody's in it. So you watch the second one, especially if you still have the first one in your head, you're going to see a lot of familiar faces. It's worth checking out, I swear.
Bring back Spud.
It's not, yes.
Spud is there.
But it's not as traumatizing, I'll give you that.
Oh, since you're already on the topic of something from the late 90s, let's go to the year 2000. We're going to go down this rabbit hole now, guys. Let's get to the depressing shit.
Oh, man.
Depressing shit that traumatized us. I'm going to just go out and say the entire last sequence of Requiem for a Dream.
You know what? Fuck that movie. Like, seriously. No, it's a fantastic, brilliantly written, amazingly shot, well acted, deserves every accolade, but also fuck that movie.
Yup!
So many things fucked up in that movie. I hated his mom. I hated Jared Leto's mom going nuts. Like
I hated everything about that.
The whole interaction with the refrigerator was just fucking scary. Like who would have been scared of a fridge? Like who knew I would be freaked out by a fucking fridge?
If you saw that one Shake, Rattle, and Roll, there was that fridge that ate people.
I did not. I want to watch that. I want to watch that though.
I mean, after you've seen Requiem for a Dream, no thanks.
But
That is fucking true, yes.
It's Shake, Rattle, and Roll. It's not Darren Aronofsky.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Snob.
What? I mean, we know that Shake, Rattle, and Roll wasn't scary after 5.
Good save.
Okay.
Like everything is campy afterwards.
All right.
Wow.
I see. And speaking of a local film, Joni here sent in the response. The last sequence, the whole last sequence in Respeto. Because she was like, akala ko puro rap battle lang buong tangina naman yung message. Tangina, bigat!
And then it got real. Holy hell.
It got way too real.
For those who haven't seen Respeto, can you explain?
Have to.
Can you explain to us what was so traumatizing about the last sequence?
Basically, yeah, what Misha said, it just got too real because you get into it expecting some awesome 8 Mile kind of shit because you got Abra.
Or at least Flip Top.
Yeah, and Flip Top in the whole film doing rap battles and shit. But then you realize the whole context, there's something very political about it. And it has a very strong statement on extrajudicial killings and, basically what's happening in the Philippines. So it just basically got too real. Especially if you were expecting ako si Abra, ito na ang flow ko, whatever. I can't rap for my life. But you know what? Especially if that's what you expect. If that's what you fucking expect from it, it's not 8 Mile. It's not gonna be 8 Mile, yo. Respeto is fucking dark.
I think we discussed that before, and I had the same problem with it that I did with Fangirl, where I thought that it was too on the nose at the end. But again, I differ. We had basically the same conversation, and you said that maybe we are just because in a time that we need that kind of heavy-handed messaging.
Yeah.
And that made me more depressed. That we do need we need to, to announce these things from the rooftops, what we're trying to say, because otherwise, the messages get lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So speaking of fangirl, that was also pretty traumatizing.
Uten.
It's just,
I knew it.
sabi ko na, lalabas yung uten eh.
Kanino uten nilabas? What?
Oh
What? Now that you bring it up, what?
no! He's trying to make a point.
Yeah. Come off it.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Don't be a dick about it.
Oh my God, are we ever gonna get past an episode without dick jokes?
Anjo can be very hard-headed. I missed you guys.
Ayoko na. Okay na? Okay na tayo?
Yeah.
Okay na.
Anjo naman titi-lizing you.
Ina.
Okay, that wasn't me anymore. I take no responsibility for this.
Fangirl is also traumatizing for for many reasons. One is the underage sex,
Ooh.
which is one of the accessories to what else was pretty scary about it. It's also idol worship was pretty scary. Like if you're going to relate it to modern times or to what the current events in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So apart from the uten, which is traumatizing for a lot of us.
God damn.
I don't know.
There's
People
probably
actually
the
watched it
underage.
for that.
The underage sex.
You'd be
is just-
surprised.
There are a lot of fucking traumatizing movies that you can watch in October. They don't even need to be horror at this point.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay. So now we can definitely get to the fun part.
There's a fun part, please. We need
after all
fun
this-
after all that
After
shit.
all the depressing shit that we have talked about, let's get to the absolutely most disgusting, traumatizing ones. And there are a lot of
Oh my
entries that were sent in with that.
Off the top of my head, I have one.
Oh God, you
Like,
showed this
I
to me
will
and it
never-
was the worst.
I
What
will
is
never-
this?
This is why you should never be mean to your servers in a restaurant. If you guys seen,
I know where this is
if you guys seen this movie called Waiting, starring Ryan Reynolds
and Gary Russell.
and Anna Faris.
Oh wait. Yes.
Anna Faris.
Sorry.
So it's basically a wait staff, crew in a restaurant where
In a diner.
they basically have full control over your food. So if you're being a bitch or an asshole to your servers, they can fuck up your food. They can mess with your food whichever way they want to. Like
Never get into a fight with the people. Never fight the people who prepare your food. Ever. Ever.
So in this
Please tell
movie,
us why this was so disgusting and traumatizing.
basically there's this customers being a bitch and they mess with their food. Like, they added some ingredients such as pubic hair, dandruff, spit, if I'm not mistaken. And
Libag. In Tagalog
Yeah.
also, like libag in some
Libag.
areas.
Gross.
so the pubic hair was called alfalfa sprouts,
Yeah.
some garlic pepper, and then the dandruff was called garlic pepper, and then some gravy, extra sauce for the gravy was the snot or something. That was, I don't know, made me gag the whole time. It's just fucking nasty.
You
That
showed
ain't
me
right.
the clip. You showed
I
me the
did.
clip of that.
I
That is
did.
an amazing fucking clip.
I
And
think
it's
I
like-
posted the clip.
This
in
is
groups.
the opposite of a trailer. This is something you show me so I don't watch it.
No, it's good. Ryan Reynolds is
Yeah.
awesome in this movie.
Okay, There's this one scene. Okay, there's another movie where they do that. Is this it's called Road Trip. Like one of those, one of those movies along the lines of American Pie was Road Trip. So this one kid complained about his
Rick and
pancakes,
Meyer.
and the server just rubs it on his balls and puts it back on his plate, and then we see him take a bite out. That's fucking nasty. And then you see Waiting, and they one up this thing by doing an entire kitchen line, assembling the food with the nastiest way possible. It's like,
I love it. That's the only fucking scene that anyone ever remembers from Waiting.
that's why it's so traumatizing. That's why you remember it. Come on.
It's the other way around. It's because it's traumatizing. That's why you remember it.
Yes.
It's
Get
so
so-
messed up, though.
It's nasty.
And something along
Good
the lines of that, was actually suggested by your wife. the movies this couple watches. Can I just say? So Pash, she commented with the scene from Van Wilder, also a Ryan Reynolds film, dog pastry. Just Google it.
love Van Wilder.
Dog pastry. And fuck that shit. Poor
that
dog.
is amazing.
This poor dog.
This dog's name was Colossus.
And he was like a
Dog's name was
bulldog.
Colossus. Yes.
And you had like photos of sexy bitches. Literally.
Sexy bitches.
Well, they jack off the dog and put it in a fucking pastry. What's wrong with
They
people?
did. And then they fed it to the frat who was making life hell for
The
them.
douche boys.
Bleh,
douche
bleh,
frat.
bleh.
No, that was the most disturbing part. Like watching them eat it and actually enjoy it. And you actually hear the guys go, "Oh, it's still warm." Oh, no.
And then they put pictures
my
of
God,
how
I'm
they
actually
actually got the eclair filling and they put them at the bottom of the basket.
You see, this is why
Gross.
I do not eat Bavarian donuts anymore. I'm not touching that. It's Bavarian. Boston cream, more like Boston don't.
Eh,
Wow.
No.
Ooh, wow.
No,
okay.
He tried.
Yeah.
He tried.
I try. I'll send you a box
Moving
of
on.
cream puffs, Misha.
Screw that.
Okay, I'm super suspicious now if I get those kinds of creamy pastries from either of you. So
There's literally no clean way to say that sentence. God damn. Cream puff. Magic.
Also, speaking of dogs, something suggested by Anna Gamboa off of our Sub-Auteurs We Like Movies Facebook group. The scene and There's Something About Mary where the totally bandaged dog licks the sunburnt blonde woman.
Oh,
She is
yeah.
like, pathogen
Mary's-
transmission.
Mary's roommate / landlady, Magda. Oh, epitome of fake tan old retired lady. Like it was. Ugh.
Yeah,
To be
hold
fair,
on.
like there's something about Mary had a lot of very disgusting imagery.
Oh yeah.
Very
Like-
much so.
Like the first part palang in the bathroom with Ben Stiller.
Oh,
zipper. The zipper.
Yeah. Yes, the zipper and those bubbles of flesh coming out of the zipper.
I swear to God, I don't even have those parts and I felt the pain.
Oh my God. I like the cut though. Like it's gonna be
Ew.
fine.
Well,
we
he's
gotta-
Jewish. What kind of cut are we talking about?
Well, after he bled, remember when he unzipped it? It's like we got a bleeder. That was that's
What
gross.
I want to know is like, there was like somebody said something like, how do you get the zipper closed in between the shaft and the balls?
I think that was one of the firemen or the cop that was in the room with him.
It's so wrong. It's so fucking wrong. But you know what? Now that you bring it up, I miss seeing Ben Stiller get
Bring
hurt
it
in
up.
movies. I miss seeing Ben Stiller get hurt in movies. I'm going to ignore you.
Uh,
All right. So since we're still on dicks anyway, I mean, I can't segue this. There's no other way to segue this, but
Are we gonna
sausage
talk about
party.
Shut up, Anjo. Get off dick.
Let's talk about sausage party. Them freaky little baby carrots, as submitted by II_SGCN.
Oh my God.
If
Fucking
you were a-
baby carrots.
I think there was a story of a parent who made the mistake of showing this movie to her kids. You do not want to do that.
Sausage party is like one of the awesomest, filthiest things ever, I swear.
Yes. From
I
the
think I
minds
would
of,
actually categorize the entire movie as gross.
Mhm.
like I don't know, like the sex scene was traumatic.
Ugh.
Like
The last 10 minutes of that movie are gold.
yes, or traumatic, depending on which side of the spectrum you're on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You choose. What's more traumatic? The sex scene or Jonah Hill getting raped by the devil and this is the end?
Oh my God.
I would go with the cartoons.
Yeah.
You
I'm
go with
gonna
the cartoons? The
I'm gonna
cartoons is
go with
still
Sausage
more
Party.
traumatic?
Yes, I'm gonna go with Sausage Party because I was like cringing the whole time, and I know it's animated and shit, but I don't know why it felt so graphic to me. I felt like I was watching straight up porn. I felt so dirty.
Yeah. Like
I had so much fun watching that movie.
I don't know. I couldn't process the whole thing. It was just so nasty because it was food. Like,
I was so proud. The local marketing of the studio used my review. They quoted me for once.
What was this quote?
Something about sausages. I don't fucking remember.
Okay. But yeah, I think it was just so graphic for some reason. It's so... to be honest, also, Jonah Hill getting fucked by the devil, that's kind of... I don't know, I found that funny. I don't know, I don't think I found that
To be fair, that was really funny.
Yeah, it was
Hill.
hilarious.
You know what was even funnier, though, was Channing Tatum as somebody's literal bitch.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything anymore about Channing Tatum being... I'm going to hold my thirsty comment to myself, but anyway.
Go ahead.
Anyway, but yeah, those were actually a lot of suggestions already. If you kind of want to get into a scare or freak yourself out without having to watch a horror film per se, we have had a lot to mention right here. So we've ranged from like kids movies to straight up depressing shit or scenes where you least expect these fucking scary films. And thank you once again to everybody who sent in their responses to these gross/traumatizing films. Hey, guys, our first crowdsourced episode! Woo! Thank you so much! Woo! This was so much fun. And your contributions definitely helped us remember.
It was interesting reading the suggestions.
It really was.
Yeah, I know. So if you have any more suggestions on episodes like this that we could do where you want to share your own favorite scenes, go ahead. We have the Facebook group Sub-Auteurs, We Like Movies, and we also have our Instagram page. We also hold the polls there, instagram.com/sub_auteurs. And while we're at the end, I would like to read. Yeah, my favoritism. This is from my friend Hazel. I just want to end this with her most traumatizing scene in a non-horror movie. She says, Jennifer Carpenter going Emily Rose mode on in White Chicks. Boom.
That's
it.
Tommy.
Oh my God, it's a fucking
like. Oh my God.
That is like horror by association.
Yeah, she does go full Emily Rose in that.
So I don't know, half the time you'd think she'd freeze up and be like Emily Rose.
Oh my God. That is fucking hilarious, man.
Talking about Jennifer Carpenter, I have a friend who cannot watch Dexter because of her. Because he saw Emily Rose, like every time he tries to watch Dexter, like, I can't watch Jennifer Carpenter.
Tell him to watch White Chicks.
I don't know. I will see. I haven't. Maybe I'll ask him about White Chicks if he can watch.
Look at my huge donkey. It's Tina the Talking Tommy.
Tina the Talking Tommy is amazing.
Shit.
At least we know she's got range.
She just fucking committed to that role, honestly.
Like Emily Rose and then White Chicks. Like, whoa.
Wait, did Emily Rose come before White Chicks? Holy crap.
I
think White Chicks came first.
Yeah.
But maybe she was practicing for Emily Rose.
I don't know.
But either way, if you see Emily Rose before you get to White Chicks, you are not going to see her the same way, which makes Hazel's submission totally valid.
Maybe she got the role for Emily Rose if White Chicks did come before Emily Rose.
It came before Emily Rose.
Jennifer Carpenter probably just cut that scene and sent that as an audition tape.
Oh, God.
Snap! You got the role.
Congratulations,
Holy
Jennifer
shit.
Carpenter.
Hey, but I love Jennifer Carpenter. She's
Tina the Talking Tommy. Yes, we need to get a priest in that room right now.
She was also on Wreck.
To be fair, she seemed possessed in that scene, so I totally get it.
Isn't she? Yeah, she was in the American remake of Wreck. Oh, scary movie again.
Yeah. She's got a niche.
She does.
Scary person. Scary bitch. That's her thing. So, okay, that has been our October special. This is the finale, you guys. So we hope you enjoyed the entire month of this podcast. Halloween themed with a little combo breaker in the middle. But yeah, we hope you enjoy it either way.
Combo breaker.
And this has been Sub-Auteurs. My name is MJ.
I'm Misha.
I'm Angela. Woo!
Bye.
Happy Halloween, boys and girls.